Hey, what's good people? I am Travell C.W. Lynch, Mr. What your self-worth specialist, and this is the I Am the Possible podcast experience. The bonus track. That's right, guys. Welcome to another bonus track of the I Am the Possible podcast experience, the place where your possibilities become perspective. Guys, welcome into the I Am the Possible universe. First off, guys, I want to thank you so much for rocking with me this week. As always, guys, and I haven't said it in a while, but I am back to saying it, back to opening up with this. Guys, your presence is the greatest present that any of you guys could ever give me, right? If you were rocking with me back when I was doing the live broadcast, I would always open up with that. Your presence is the greatest present that you could ever give me. And I wanted to just get back to them basics, man, by reminding you right out the gate before we get into any content, before we get into any ideas for this week. Your presence, your very presence is the greatest present that you guys could ever give me. Your very existence is the evidence that you need to know that you are enough. Guys, this week, I'm a little bit on my soapbox, right? You know, we all got soapboxes. We all got those areas in our lives where if you get on this certain topic, you get on this certain thing, we will go all in. We will go hard on that thing. And for me, self-discovery, self-awareness, self-knowledge is that soapbox for me. But I really want to put it in the context of, you know, a lot of people struggle in life in many different ways, not because they don't want to improve or want to get better or want to do the right thing. What I've discovered is a lot of us are struggling in life because we lack self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-understanding. I put it to you like this, and this is really where my soapbox comes from, and this is really what I'm going to be breaking down in the next couple of minutes today. Think about it from a child's perspective. Think back when you were a child, right? I don't know what your earliest memories were, but if you were anything like me, I started to, or I can remember kind of, you know, as far back as about maybe the third or fourth grade, right? Maybe your memory takes you back even further. Well, actually, you know what? My memory does take me back further, but there was just like a gap where we recall a lot of things kind of, you know, between the ages maybe of 2 or 3 and then kind of that third or fourth grade. But I remember, right, as a child going into school, going to elementary, right? And all of the many topics, math, science, you know, back in my day, they might call it something different now, but social studies, I don't know, you know, we had gym class, right? But you guys get the idea. You go to school and there's a gang of topics and there's a gang of classes that we take. And we learn about Martin Luther King. We learn about Abraham Lincoln. We learn about, you know, 2 + 2 = 4. And the list goes on and on and on, right? So we learn about all these other people and we learn about all these other things, right? We learn about the world, right? You know, for those of you who are watching, I've got like a world map on my wall behind me, and we learn about the continents and we learn about the Americas and we learn about all these different things, right? Christopher Columbus and yada, yada, yada. Here's what we don't learn. We don't learn ourselves. Accra, right? For my coming to America people, Accra. Well, what we don't learn is ourselves. We learn about everybody else. We learn about history and what happened in World War this and World War that. We learned about the Vietnam War, and we learned about our troops over here and our troops over there, and we learned about what the other countries did to us and yada, yada, yada. Guys, we are inundated from a very early age, from a very, right, those formative years, we're inundated with information about other people and about what is required of us to retain, knowledge that we must retain in order to pass a test, pass a class, and graduate. And I don't care if it's elementary, I don't care if it's high school, I don't care if it's middle school, I don't care if it's college or grad school. I promise you, 99.9% of every curriculum, requirement, set of classes, the majority, 99.9% of it, all deals with someone else and something else. Books that were written by other people through their lenses and their perspectives and their philosophies and their ideas. How many of us read Shakespeare? How many of us read, all of these popular books by these world-renowned, highly respected, highly exalted authors and poets and yada, yada, yada? When will we come into the picture? You see where I'm going with this? This is why this is my soapbox, because you have a whole bunch of adults running around suffering mentally, spiritually, emotionally, some even physically, because we lack self-knowledge. Knowledge of everyone else, knowledge of everything else, but we lack in the area of ourselves. Now, this is a bonus track, so I will not get into a bunch of slides and a bunch of content, heavy information. Perhaps this upcoming week in the full episode, then maybe that's what I'll take on as the Lord leads, right? But for this bonus track, and if I don't cover it on the full episode on Sunday, then what I'll do is I'll continue a bonus track series, because what I want to do is in this episode, I just want to introduce the concept. I want to talk a little bit about the concept, right? And just kind of flow with the concept of self-awareness and the importance of it and the benefits of it. And then in the, upcoming episodes, begin to really break down some of the tools that I've used over the last 20 years, right? I've been 20 years in the game. And then a couple of years ago, God gave me this vision and title of a self-worth specialist. And it's really, about me being someone who specializes in and who really targets and really drills down into what is value, what is worth of self, what is knowledge and awareness and appreciation of self. Why is it important? What are the benefits, right? What are you going to get from it, right? What's in it for me, right? And the ways that it impacts and it influences the other areas of our lives. Because again, guys, it's not that you don't want to. It's not that you don't have good things in mind. It's not that you don't desire to improve. It's not that you don't desire to move forward in life. It's not that you don't desire to see progress in your life. It's not that you don't desire to see change in your life. And I'm speaking to somebody. You want the change. You want to do better. You want to, move from here to there. You want to cross over. You want that breakthrough. You want that thing to happen in your life. You do. I know you do, because I did, right? But there are certain things about me that until I learned how I work and how I operate and who I am and the way that I work as an individual and the way that we work as this thing called humanity and society, right? Because there are some applicable things that's just human nature, as we call it, right? Then there are things that God has invested in you specifically as an individual. And I see great value in learning and understanding both. Okay. And so I began by saying that there are people who are suffering physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because they lack self-knowledge. You may be one of them. Are you suffering some way? Are you desiring something that you can't seem to get a hold of? Are you desiring a change in your life that doesn't seem to ever want to come? Do you desire to see yourself or think about life, think about other people, think about God in a more fruitful, beneficial way, but it doesn't seem like you're able to? Are you the classic case of 2 steps forward, 3 steps back? Well, if you are, I believe that a part of your breakthrough, a part of your success, a part of your progress, a part of your getting beyond your limitations, getting beyond where you are, I believe that a part of that is directly connected to self-awareness, self-knowledge, understanding, a accurate perception of the person that you are. Now, today I want to just share with you, on a very high level, some of the things that I've done. And then I also want to, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, break some of these things down a bit more in depth. So you got to keep rocking with me to get the full picture. I'm not trying to hold things back. It's just that in these bonus tracks, I don't want to go super deep. Just want to give you a little something to chew on, and then we can continue to follow it up. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. There are three major areas of life that kind of like, how do you want to put it? Maybe overarch or umbrella or cover some of the areas that you may be dealing with. And I want you to see the benefit in self-knowledge, self-awareness, understanding of self-discovery. I want you to see the benefits of that and how that directly associates and connects with those things that overarch the other areas in your life that you may be struggling with. So if you're watching on YouTube, here is the screen. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Those of you who are listening, there are 3 words on my screen right now: direction, discipline, determination. Direction, discipline, and determination. There are so many people who feel lost, don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do next. They don't know who they are. They don't know why they are. They don't know really their place in this world. Well, I'm here to tell you that when you learn what you are and you are aware of what you are, who you are, and why you are, you gain direction. You don't only gain direction, but you gain confidence in your direction. You begin to know, this is the way I am to go. Now, that's not saying that you know every single step, you know the outcomes and all these other, different things. I'm talking about those of us who are in a wilderness where you just, it feels like you're in the middle of the ocean and you don't know which way to swim. You're in the middle of the desert and you don't know up from down and down from up and left to right. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what direction to take. You don't know what path to take. When you know who you are, when you know what you are, more importantly, right? I'm wearing the what hat today, right? Because I'm all about that what are you, right? When you learn what you are, you learn the direction that you are to take. It reveals to you, because when you know what you are, you know how God's going to use you. Did you catch that? When you know what you are, then you know how God's going to use you in a very general sense, but at least you have the direction in which you are to take. It gives you clues, breadcrumbs. Oh, this is the way I'm going to go. Okay, yeah, because this is what I am. So it makes sense that I'm going to go in this direction. For example, let me give you a real life example. You guys have heard my story, right? 20 years ago, Pastor Eric Brown came up to me. 5 words changed my life. Travail, you are a teacher, right? You guys remember that story? The minute I knew that a part of what I was a teacher, an educator, right? Then that gave me direction. Oh, I'm going to be in education, in the educational space. Now, with that, I could go back to school and get a degree, and I could become a teacher, or I could, like I do, speak from a stage, or I could, like I do, create online courses, or I could, like I do podcasting. Whatever it is, at least I know, oh, I'm going to be in the educational space. I'm not going to be in the athletic space. I'm not going to be in the entertainment space. I'm not going to be in the, right? You at least know, oh, this is my arena in which I can play in. Now, that doesn't mean that God can't do amazing things that you didn't even plan for, but it gives you a sense of direction. Number 2, discipline. I can't tell you how many people come up to me or text me or email me and they say, I lack self-discipline. Well, when you know what you are and you truly have an encounter, a true knowledge and awareness and a true consciousness to what you are, it is much easier to become disciplined. Why? Because A, you know what to become disciplined in, because some disciplines you just ain't got to be disciplined in it, because it lacks value, right, to your overall purpose in life. So you ain't got to be worried about certain things. But then the other thing is that this discipline, you become more. Okay, let me say this. It becomes easier for you to discipline yourself, because now you not only have a direction and you know what it is that God's going to use you for, but you become what I call self-inspired. You become so inspired by knowing what you are that discipline becomes easier, and you are more aware of how and what you should be disciplined in, because that thing becomes so desirable. For me, teaching, I want to teach so bad that I discipline myself to, let's say, for example, right? Let's just use my example. This whole podcasting setup, guys. Do you know how many steps I took to get to this point? Whether it's buying equipment, whether it's budgeting my personal finances, whether it's carving out time each and every week, each and every day, literally, to create content, quiet time and prayer to say, God, what are you desiring of me? What am I to share this week? See how that works? I become very disciplined because I'm so inspired by my knowledge of what I am and the hope that God would use me in a great way. See how that works? Number 3, determination. We're all going to be met with resistance, heartache, heartbreak, letdown, disappointment. Things just aren't going to go our way. If you listened to my podcast a couple of weeks ago, you recall that my sound was not as quality as it is today. The mic was going in and out. It was just a mess. Well, that morning I woke up and my primary mic wasn't working. So I had to go to my backup mic, and I positioned it in the wrong way, and it was just a mess. Why am I sharing that? Here's the point. We're going to always be bumping up against something. Technical issues, spiritual issues, right? You get in your feelings, in your moods. But when you know what you are, there is an anchor to your soul. There is a determination that is built within you that overcomes the issues. You're going to still have the issues. You're going to still have the problems. You're going to still be bumping up against stuff, because life is just full of stuff, roadblocks and hurdles and just stuff. But I can tell you this, when you know what you are, there is a fire in your belly, man. There is a determination that is within you. And some of you, you just keep giving up on yourself, right? You just don't have the zeal. You just don't have that want to, right? It's hard for you to just keep it pushing. It's hard for you to go hard, right? Maybe you're, in the dumps. Maybe you're licking your wounds and just feeling sorry for yourself. Well, I'm not here to say that you shouldn't do that or that you don't have those moments, because I've been there, I've done it, and I feel you 100%. What I am telling you is that when you know what you are, there is a determination that is built into that knowledge that keeps picking you back up, picking you back up, picking you back up. And you keep finding a way to overcome. As many things as the world finds to throw at you, you keep finding a way to climb back up, to get back up. And life can hit you hard, man. Life can dump on you. But when you know what you are, there is a sense of being and belonging. There's a sense of value and worth that you know that you have to this world. There is a sense of a healthy sense or a healthy obligation, a sense of responsibility. That's what I was looking for. There is a healthy sense of responsibility and obligation built in when you know what you are. So again, guys, I hope and I pray that you hear my voice and that you hear just the spirit of what I'm saying this morning. Self-awareness, self-consciousness, self-knowledge, self-education, self-discovery. It is of great, great value. Now, in the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be breaking it all the way down, giving you some real how-tos. I'm going to be unpacking some of my assessments, some of the books that I've read and continue to read, assessments that I've taken, tests, right, that I've taken, that all bring about a knowledge and a awareness of who and what you are. Lastly, guys, take this one, put it in your back pocket. I've told you guys this a million times. You are a creation. That's first and foremost. That is so valuable to understand, right? One of the first books, and here I'm gonna drop one on you. One of the first books I ever read that really began to inspire this concept and this idea of the importance of self-perception, self-understanding, awareness, right, is this book by Dr. Miles Monroe, In Pursuit of Purpose. And it cracked it wide open for me. A dear brother from the church gave it to me. And, when he laid that one in my hands, man, it was a game changer. In Pursuit of Purpose. Go out and get that one. Put that in your library. In Pursuit of Purpose, Dr. Miles Monroe. And one of the things in that book is he broke down how God is our creator and we're his creation. But the way he put it was a manufacturer, how a factory and a manufacturer creates something and it has a purpose built in. It was something that it was going to be used for specifically to solve a specific problem or meet a specific need. And all I'm going to say in that is take that same concept, and that's what happened when God created you. That's right. You are a created thing. That means you are a needed thing and a wanted thing. God knows what that is. Other people may have a sense of it, but all that matters and the game changer for you and getting over some of those issues and those problems that you're dealing with is you knowing it. When you know it, and I mean know it, have knowledge of it, come into a awareness of it, but then literally believe that that's what you are, the world changes because your perception changes. Thus, your perspective changes. And when that changes, everything changes. So I hope that this makes sense to you guys. All right, guys, last slide. Go ahead and wrap it up and close it up. As always, guys, speaking of self-worth and value, speaking of self-knowledge, I want to encourage you, if you haven't already done so, head over to iAMthepossible.com, pick up your free masterclass. Your self-discovery masterclass is absolutely free, no charge, but a little bit of time and a little bit of imagination, right? My classes, I try to really make entertaining and interactive and innovative. So a little bit of your time and a little bit of imagination, and you will be on your way to learning who, what, and why you are. In fact, that masterclass includes several of the assessments that I'm going to be breaking down over the next couple of weeks, right? So go ahead and go over to iamthepossible.com and pick up your free masterclass. Secondly, if you have any prayer requests, questions, hit me up at info@iamthepossible.com. I would love to add you to my prayer list, cover you in prayer, keep you prayed up, covered up in the spirit. And if you also have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up, info@iamthepossible.com, and let me know. Lastly, I ask for your support. Please subscribe to the podcast. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, I Am the Possible. And then go ahead and share that. Let other people know that this information is available. Share it with a friend, family, coworker, somebody who's in need. You'll know it. You'll know when to share it, right? And then please leave me a review, a comment, reach out and say something, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. It's all good. All right, guys, time to wrap it up. This is it, man. This has been the bonus track of the I Am the Possible podcast experience. The place where possibilities become perspective. Yes, I love this, man. I love rocking with y'all. I love sharing with you guys. And my hope, man, is that you'll take something that I said, something I shared, let it soak down in your heart like a seed into soil, man. Let it grow up, let it take root, man, and let it become a beautiful tree in your life, producing beautiful fruit that others can eat from and be nourished. I just love that imagery, right? It's pretty dope. Anyway, guys, God loves you. I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm believing into you. I'm believing in you. Yeah, I'm believing into you as well. I'm believing into you some amazing things. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that, right? Even though it was kind of a mess up. Yeah, I'm believing into you great possibilities. I'm believing into you great self-awareness and knowledge and discovery and understanding of who, why, and what you are. Until next time, this is Travell C.W. Lynch, Mr. What. I am that's right, your self-worth specialist. This has been another bonus track of the I Am the Possible podcast experience, the place where possibilities become perspective. Peace.